Hello everyone, this is Mr. Hunia here for your housing study guide. So what we're going to do is go through this, just resubmit your study guide with everything completed if you have not already. Most of this stuff is going to be based off more of the less related to quote unquote housing and stuff like that, but we're going to be moving more into it. And once again, this is going to be more of a blend from your practice exam as well as the information that you see below. All right, so the first thing is geometric shapes. Obviously, these are the shapes that are typically represented that you see in geometry, things of that nature, circles, squares, parallelograms, stars, blah, 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 that sort of thing. All right, so then from the geometric shapes, we have natural shapes, which are shapes that are found in nature or are man-made as they are. Then we have stylistic shapes. Stylistic shapes are basically like clip art, okay? They're clip art, they're more cartoony, simplified shapes of natural shapes. Moving into the types of symmetry, we have radial symmetry, which is everything spaced out equally around a point, a center point. Then you have unbalanced symmetry, where, or as they say, informal balance, where the two things on a mirrored image or in a design, the things on the mirrored image and design, they are different, but they still hold the same visual weight. So it's a little harder to achieve, and it's known as informal balance. With that being said, we have formal balance, where it is the easiest form of symmetry and balance to achieve, where it is the same on both sides of the imaginary line. And speaking of lines, we have three different lines here. We have vertical lines, which go up and down. We have horizontal lines, which go left and right. And then we have diagonal lines, which obviously would go at a slant. Okay, so they go slanted. And this will be more like a picture, so that way you can identify it. Then we have curved lines. Curved lines are simply enough, they curve. Don't be confused. Once again, we're throwing the idea that a line is straight. We're throwing that out the window for this standpoint. Next, we're moving into color schemes. You have the analogous color scheme, which is basically a color and the 3 to 5 colors closest to it on the color wheel. All right. Next, we have monochromatic color scheme, which is a color and its various hues. So once again, so you may have something that is red, and then that red may be darker or lighter in other aspects. So it's red, but at the same time, we're lightening it and darkening it in other aspects of the design or shape. Next, we have complementary color schemes, which is a color and the exact opposite of that color on the color wheel. Then we have split complementary, which is the color along with the exact opposite color, except instead of it being the exact opposite, it is the colors that are adjacent to that opposite on the color wheel. And next we have a triadic color scheme, which is the color scheme in which that all the colors are equally spaced from each other on the color wheel. Next, we have the neutral plus accent, which is where we have all neutral colors and then an actual accent color. So you might have whites, blacks, and grays, and then an accent color of red, or all black with an accent color of pink. So, it's something of that nature where you have a neutral color, but that one accent color sticks out. So then we have primary colors and well as examples. And primary colors are just existing as they are. You cannot make them. And basically, primary colors are very simple from the standpoint of you have red, blue, and yellow. And when you mix certain primary colors together, you get secondary colors, which are green, purple, and orange. And then when you mix, once again, secondary colors with primary colors, you end up with tertiary colors, which, once again, terrible named. Nobody ever came up with a good naming scheme. So it's like, red, orange, orange, yellow, yellow, red, or, stuff like that. It's just two colors blended together. So next, we're going back with the alphabet of lines, and you will have to make sure that you look over your past quizzes or anything of that nature. If you cannot find them, let me know. But the alphabet of lines is basically the lines that we use within a design and within doing floor plans and things of that nature. So first you have phantom lines. Phantom lines are used to show movement. So they're used to show movement. That's a big key there. Hidden lines are the little dashed lines that show um, the look and make of an object, but we cannot see it if we look directly at it. But we're able to see what the object would look like even if we could not see it from the picture. Next, you have visible lines, which are very bold. They're bolded lines and they represent what we can see. Then you have break lines. Break lines are those little dash lines that showcase a continuancy of a line that is extended beyond what we normally could see. So, for example, if we don't have enough paper to showcase 7 feet, then we would draw a break line between these two lines to show that it is a continuous line of 7 feet. And then we have dimension and extension lines, which show the dimensions as well as how far the lines go and when they stop. You also need to make sure that you can convert on a 1/4 inch scale to a 1 foot basis. So, for example, just know that for every 1/4 inch, that represents 1 foot. So 1 inch would equal like 4 feet, something of that nature. So you need to understand that. We have the different doors and windows. This was talked about more when I was on quarantine. So just make sure that you're looking at that and review it. Remember, you have French doors. French doors obviously are the doors that are split down the middle and they can swing open. You have Dutch doors that are split down the middle from a horizontal standpoint where you have a top and a bottom, and then once again, those can be open. Then you have single hung windows, which obviously the sash moves up and down, and just one of the panes can actually move. Then you have double hung windows where the sashes move up and down and both panes can move. You have casement windows, which actually are hinged on the outsides of the windows and they swing open, kind of like French doors do. But once again, the casement window just swings open. Then you have your picture windows. They don't swing at all. They're just stuck there, so kind of like the windows in the classroom. Then you have your awning windows and your hopper windows. Hoppers open from the top. So if you think about a hopper window, if it rains, obviously water would get in. So obviously hopper windows help prevent dirt from getting in. So what you see is these types of windows are good for like basements and things of that nature. And then you have awning windows which open from the bottom. And then those are good for like rain and things of that nature. And then lastly, we have the flooring symbols, which once again, those are going to be taken directly from your old quizzes. So go look at those. And then finally, housing types taken directly from your old quizzes. So you can go and review those as well. That is all I've got for you guys. And that is going to be the exam study guide. So continue doing good work, and I will see you guys later.